Hey everyone, quick review here of a bait I got in. This is a Bassrock Wakebait. They don't really have a name for it. I believe it is a knockoff of the Throwback Baits Wake Walker. Looks really close to it. The eye's a little different. The lip's a little different. Doesn't have any of the TB logos on it. But overall, I mean, I can't afford to buy the Throwback Baits Wake Walker. I can't justify spending a minimum of $125 on that bait versus spending like $11, $13 for this one. You can get them as low as $9.99. There's a guy on eBay that sells custom painted the versions of these for, I think he sells them for $9.99 each. So let me know what you think. It's a good bait. I took it out on the lake a few times. I did have a pickerel follow it. I was going to snag it and take it off. Last time I threw a bait, a pickerel snagged and grabbed it, and I lost it. But, you know, that's what you want. You want to try and catch fish on these things. And so it attracts fish. Haven't got any bass on it. But then again, I've only taken it out twice. We've had a mini heat wave here for the last 2 weeks, where on the days that I want to go out, it's been 100 degrees and 100% humidity. So I've been able to get out and fish a few different lakes. But I will. And overall, it's a pretty good bait. The build quality is good. Again, by Bassrock, no real name to it. The bill's good. It's a nice thick bill. It's not going to snap off right away. The eyelets are good. The joints look really good. The tail's very good. You could probably, replace the tail out. Someone makes replacement tails for it. Like I said, I did change out the hooks. The hooks are a little long. They were like snagging each other, so I changed over to a short shank hook. The shanks on these were really long, and I think a size bigger. I went down to a smaller size, and I put a shorter shank sharp hook on the back, a round bend hook, and then on front I put one of the, I think it's called the Vector Tornado hooks. They're kind of a little weird offset to them. They got a bend to them if you look at them. That probably shows it off pretty good there. But it's a feather, so I want something to draw attention to the front of the bait here. So if I had something come up and snatch at it, it would go probably more for the trebled hook, give it something to zero in on. The pickerel that followed it up, it was with the old hooks on it, and I really didn't notice it to the last second where the pickerel kind of swerved on it after I was pulling it right out of the water. So if I had probably slowed down and twitched it a couple times, he probably would have grabbed it. But overall build quality is pretty good. I'm sure it is nowhere near the Throwback Baits Wake Walker, but the bang for the buck for me is there. It's like I said, anywhere from $9.99 up to $14, and I can handle spending that money there on a bait that I'm going to test out and possibly lose. And that's usually as soon as what happens. I was fishing 2 weeks ago and I lost about $80 on 3 baits in a day, so I was a little upset at that. But I mean, that's what happens. That's why you don't want to spend $500 on a bait and lose it. But this bait's a good example of if you want to get started on throwing big baits, this is a 5.5-inch bait. It's a little bigger than what some people would throw out here in Jersey. You don't get a lot of big fish. I mean, a big fish out here is 5 pounds. A monster fish is in the 7-8 pounds, and an absolute giant. Well, that's a giant. I should take that back. That'd be like getting a 10-pound fish I got in California. It was an 8-pounder here. So you're talking about a 5-pounder here is like what my 7, 8s, and 9s used to be in California. A big fish, but not overly giant. But yeah, there you go. There's a bait. You can give it a shot. I'll put a link down below for the eBay guy that's selling the custom painted one of these and the Bassrock off of Amazon. And I will also put Throwback Baits' link up there as well, because I think if you can't afford to support them, you should. I'm going to show off some custom lures I had done here that a guy, support him. Whatever he charges on them, I paid for. I could have got the bait for $9 from somewhere else that didn't have the custom paint job on it, but I wanted the custom paint job, so I paid the money for it. So if you can support the small guy building the bait, do it. My thing is I just couldn't afford to buy the Wake Walker version of this, so I bought this to try it out. And let me know what you think. If you're in the same boat as me, if you tried this bait, if it's caught you some fish, pass some pictures up, show up some video, and I'll see you out on the water.